Namaskar, my dear friends, I'm back again. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about how my spiritual journey has evolved from being a non-believer to a skeptic, and now I would say a devout. Devotion, devoted. Well, it all started as being born as a cradle Catholic. A lot of Filipinos are actually born into the Catholic religion because a huge percentage of the country is born to be Roman Catholic, and I think it's an obligation for parents who are in the Catholic religion to raise their children in the Catholic faith. Hence, born Catholic. And speaking of the religion, I was basically just doing what I was told, being born Catholic, because the parents are our first caregivers and we listen to them. And I have not had any profound experience, I would say, in the faith. And like what I said, it was all functioning under obedience and fear of reprimand. And I keep going to church on Sundays until I would say I was 24, because it was like a forced habit. That's what we did every Sunday. I was part of the church choir group, which was fun. It was really fun to be part of a group, and I really enjoyed singing. And the friends that I made in the church choir is also really entertaining. They became really good friends. I think one downside is there were a lot of alcohol involved actually hanging out with this group, because every Sunday after mass we would hang out in someone's house, and most of the time there's alcohol during parties. But I think it was cultural. The tagay, we should say, taking shots was part of the culture. I would say it was more good than it is bad, because the camaraderie, the community, the bonds I have built through the church choir was genuine, and I really appreciated them for accepting me for who I am and what I was. Slowly though, I feel like I grew away from the church, because now I start having ideas and my life have started revolving around things like success, career, money, and building wealth. And I think with just my motivation and just my I feel like focusing on the wrong things like money, career, wealth building was a fast uphill for me because of my fire, the motivation in me. And it was also like a fast, steep downhill, because I went up fast and I went down fast. A lot of it was painful, I tell you. But before I start talking about my downhill, let me just tell you something profound. I had a profound experience actually. I think when I was 18, I was in college and I came home for summer break, and my dad is actually also converted into the Tao religion, I would say, or the Taoist temple. And he invited me one day to attend a 3-day seminar. They call it seminar, basically like our programs. And what included in the program, I didn't know what it was getting into it, but it basically had a mantra initiation and basically a consecration of the person. It was profound because I felt something, but aside from the feeling of something profound, a deity, Master Chikong is how we call him, actually descended and inhabited a medium and spoke to us in their mother tongue. And then of course we had a translator because it was in our dialect. I think it was spoken in Bisaya or Tagalog, and we had the translation translated from Mandarin, I think, or Cantonese to Tagalog and Bisaya. And at the end of the program, they asked me to speak of my experience, and I just went up on stage, and I think I was overwhelmed with emotions that I had to cry. I didn't know why I was crying, but I just cried. I think profoundness of experience and crying just really equates to me, because anywhere I go with a profound experience, being with Sadhguru, being with a Yogeshwar Lingam, I just cry. Being with Devi, I just cry. Profoundness, cry. Same for me. But looking back now, I actually just realized that it was a profound experience, having experienced a lot of profoundness now. But then it was nothing to me. I did not understand what I just went through. After that 3 days program seminar, I just went on with life like nothing happened. Though that profoundness shook me, nothing in my brain was wired to seek it. Nothing in my brain was eager, or nothing in my brain has ripened for me to seek further, because I was still revolving around success, money, career, wealth building. Very interesting. The life of a young adult. But anyway, let's go back to what I was gonna talk about next. My fast track downhill. It was painful. I know I keep saying it was painful because it was. And I think the reason why, because a lot of ideas have dwelled in my brain and it was just too much. I thought I was invincible. I thought I could do everything, that I should only be relying on myself. My gosh. To a point where I feel like I'm godlike. Like, I understand, sure, we're godlike, but then it was like godlike, like not part of something big, but more so an isolation godlike. I really thought I could do everything. God, how minuscule my brain. But when I started to go downhill and started to struggle, just hindsight though, I realized I was not well equipped to handle all the struggles in life. Like the high intensity of stress, high intensity of challenges, I was not well equipped. My brain, my body, everything was not well equipped. And it was painful because I blamed everyone but myself, my environment, other people, my parents, poor parents of mine. My relationship, it was all their fault but not mine. It was my mindset. I was in a relationship and then that relationship dissolved because I think I was in union with the wrong reasons. I was really childish and very, very immature. And what added to the failure in my relationship was when I had a little bit of success, a little bit of money, a little bit of wealth and career, I realized these things were not making me happy. Failed relationship, things that I thought I achieved would make me happy did not. Like, oh my gosh, where was I going with life? But anyway, hindsight's always 2020. I think all these struggles, all these challenges were meant to happen, and somehow it awakened an inner longing, like a profound inner longing of like limitless expansion. So I started listening to talks and podcasts. First, I was actually really intrigued and enamored by Venerable Guang Chen. I think that's how you say his name. He's a Buddhist monk, and I think his temple is the International Buddhist Temple in Canada. I think it's Ontario, Canada. And to a point where I was so intrigued that I actually wanted to visit there. Though I haven't had the time then because of all the things that was going on in the workplace, I just couldn't go. But I listened to him a lot. And after listening to his talks on YouTube, I actually ventured into some podcasts. And Oprah Winfrey actually had good Sunday programming called Super Soul Sundays. And every Sunday, I think she had something new. And that's where, a lot of talks about spirituality was introduced to me. I was especially enamored and inspired by Eckhart Tolle, so I bought some of his books. I think The New Earth was one of my favorite. A New Earth or The New Earth. It was such a good read. And started looking at his talks and his retreats. Those retreats are so expensive, like OMG. And I continued listening to podcasts and talks and videos as my life progressed, and I got pregnant and then I gave birth. During the first few months of Lily's life where I was in my maternity leave, I kept listening and reading and watching videos like this. And one fateful day, I encountered Sadhguru's video on YouTube, and he was speaking in Google. And when I saw the thumbnail, I'm like, I don't want to click on this because I didn't really like the way Sadhguru looked, with the turban and all his clothes. See, my God, the prejudice of the mind. Good thing, I looked past that, or else I wouldn't have known my Guruji. But anyways, I think I didn't click it the first time. And I think the Google algorithm was so persistent and actually suggested more videos of Sadhguru. And okay, let's give it a shot. And that video, Sadhguru's talk on Google, started it all.